front. A look there at Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Bears.
Your 2025 Chicago Bears.
We welcome you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, and that's Cairo Santos to get us started. It's going to be a wet one. Here we go from the second city. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. So now the Steelers come out, and that's a familiar face in Steeler colors. Mason Rudolph with Pittsburgh, early in his career with Tennessee last year. Already 30 years old, and Greg, he's back in black and gold.
The thing that has always really stood out and impressed me the most about this guy, Mike, is how steady and reliable he is anytime he's called upon. You know exactly what you're getting anytime he's under center. Maybe not the biggest arm in the world, but I'll tell you what, he gives you just enough to work with, and he is capable of getting the job done.
They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And nothing doing there. Only back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be an early third down coming up.
No gain on the play.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
He'll air it out. Deep for Wilson. That is hard. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
42 yards.
That is a big-time play for the Steelers.
First down.
42 yards.
A gain of 42 yards on the play. First down, Steelers.
And they decide to bring pressure here on third down, but he does a really nice job, remains calm under pressure. He ends up delivering a strike downfield and keeps the drive alive.
Putting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3.
26. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Second down and 6 now from the 26. They'll run the draw with Warren. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. It'll hold him to a gain of 2.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
This opening drive has been a good one, but will it continue? Here's a test on third down. Throwing, Rudolph. Catch made, right side by Wilson. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 13-yard line.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Here's Rudolph. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Warren, and he's going to go backward, taken down at the 6.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
Second and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. One more time with Warren. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down.
It's now third and goal.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. I would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
And some problems communicating on third down, and that's going to be a delay. No help from those last 2 runs. It is 3rd and 13. Now Rudolph. Metcalf reels it in on the right side.
This is a really popular concept on third down. It's good versus man, it's good versus zone. They call it mesh routes or drag routes. They want to create some traffic in the middle of the field and pop the receiver out the backside of the defense. But give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. They rallied to the ball and keeps them short from picking up the first down.
Oswell's kick is good, and the Steelers are out to an early 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal, but I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
A safe kick taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So here come the Bears and their quarterback for the 2nd straight year. The #1 pick of the 2024 draft, it's Caleb Williams.
So although his rookie season didn't go exactly according to plan, the best thing that happened, Mike, was he started all 17 games. And I know there were some ups and some downs. He's got a new regime now, new stability, new head coach. And I think it's going to allow all of his physical talent we saw coming out of college that made Caleb Williams the #1 overall pick. I think it's going to let it shine because there is no question. When this guy is in the right system with the right play caller, he is as talented and as productive as any quarterback we've seen come out of the draft in the last couple years.
We'll try and set up the tight end screen. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple, and it sets up third down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
On third down, it's Williams from the gun. That'll be caught by DeAndre Swift. And he couldn't get free along the sideline. He's out of bounds, no gain, and it sets up 4th down.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet in bounds along the sidelines. It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
Look it up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully. The Steelers offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They had the field goal on the opening drive, took the early lead. See if they can improve on that here. 3-0 our score as we begin 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Rudolph looking to throw. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. Oh, not a good throw there. That's across his body. It's intercepted. It's the veteran safety, Kevin Byard.
If you're going to run this route against quarters coverage, Mike, you have to do a better job of running the route flatter. The quarterback is going to trust that you are going to uncover right when that guy comes out of his break, but he rounds the route just a little too much and ends up being a costly mistake.
The Bears offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7. Here's a designed run. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
Working out of the gun, here's Williams, and that is incomplete. Luther Burden, the intended target, and now it's 4th down.
But I think it would be a bit of an understatement, Mike, to say that this offense has come out today a bit flat. They haven't picked up a single 1st down through the first 2 drives, and barring a really aggressive decision here, they'll have to wait till their 3rd series to see if they can make it happen.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Steelers' offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. Give him 14 on that play. 1 play, 1 1st down.
And the Steelers' 1st down.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Once again, it's Warren. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. That's Tyreek Stevenson there to make the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. On the zone read, they hand it to Warren. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy. But they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
Rudolph. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. Roman Wilson was the intended target. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
All right, so in these 3rd and short, 3rd and mediums, we're kind of seeing teams around the league, Mike, kind of start shifting to more of a run-down philosophy where they say, okay, even if we don't pick it up, we still have 4th down. So many teams around the league are playing with that philosophy. In this case, they keep it in the air, falls incomplete, just brings up a challenging 4th down decision.
The Bears offense ready to get back to work. And so far, 2 drives, 2 punts, no 1st downs. Not a winning formula as they start drive number 3. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Throw here down the field. It will fall. Incomplete. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. And it'll be 2nd down.
So something they teach these defenders, especially in the secondary, Mike, is to trust your eyes. don't panic, don't overcommit until you see where that ball is being thrown. And it's a great example here, the defender just trusting those eyes and breaking on the ball, and he almost comes away with the pick.
And some good blocking, springing it. A gain of 9 as we get to third down.
Third and 1.
They'll go with the sneak, and he's going to have a Bears first down. They're able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on third and a yard.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Give up the middle with Swift. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
Just a little too much east and west there for my liking. I understand what they're trying to do, getting the ball out on the perimeter, but on these early downs, plant your foot and get downhill. Great job by the defense stringing it out, and they're able to force him down for a loss.
Throwing on second down, Williams. Open man, that's Rome Odunze. And he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the first quarter of play. Bears in possession, here to start the second quarter. They'll look to pick this up third and a yard as we are ready to get back underway. They'll try to run for it. It's Swift. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. Third and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Here's Torrey Taylor now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Good hang time. The fair catch will be made back at their own 12. The Steelers offense ready to come back out for this next possession. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this first and 10. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
The best time to call a draw is when the defense is playing a pass situation, so a down and distance that screams pass. You want those defensive linemen ripping up the field thinking, I'm going to go sack the quarterback. In this case, they time it perfectly, hands the ball off to the back, big pickup.
Here's a handoff to Ward. The ball's out. Looks like the Bears got there, and they did. Chicago ball.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay. So they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. It's the quarterback with the sneak, and he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down.
A pickup of 2 yards. First down, Steelers.
set to go now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Warren. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Tremaine Edmonds there to make the play.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, they're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. Tremaine Edmonds there to make the play.
Tremaine Edmonds on the tackle. A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw is Rudolph. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Bears offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Off-balance throw, it's complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Out of the shotgun, it's a give to Swift. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a 1st down.
A gain of 4 yards. That's good for a Bears 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They're going to run. It's the man from Rutgers, Kyle Monunga. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. They'll put Loveland in motion. On 2nd down, it's a run with Swift. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. Throw right side, caught by Odunze. 14 on the pickup. 1st down, Chicago.
And the Bears 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the 1st down anyway.
Here's a handoff to Swift. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5.
At the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 44 now. Here's 2nd and 4. Another run here. Another run by Swift. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Kyle Duggar there to make the play. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Bear on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Third and 2. Here we go. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. A gain of 17 yards. Good for a Bears first down.
A gain of 17
There's a big
yards.
conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Derek Harmon in for the
A
tackle.
gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Steelers' 23-yard line.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 9. Here's Williams now to throw. He'll go underneath to Swift. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
On 3rd down, here's Swift. But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up 4th down.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. They'll try and run for it. And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker. They turn it over on down.
Result of the play.
So this play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
Steelers offense and their running back, Jalen Warren, set to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. To throw is Rudolph. Taking a shot downfield for Smith. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. That is a big-time play for the Steelers. 32 yards.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
It all starts with the protection. There's just no pressure at all. Nothing in his face, nothing at the feet of the quarterback. When you allow him to comfortably stand there and go through his progressions, you just got no shot.
He'll try the zone read on 1st and 10. And he maneuvers his way forward, a gain of 6.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4. A run up the middle with Warren. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain there of 11. Good for a Steeler first down.
Steelers first First down.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
Gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the Bears' 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 yards down to the 16. 2 minutes remain in a 3-0 first half. We'll come back to Soldier Field. Following this, ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. He'll step up and run.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
The Bears will use one of their timeouts here. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Now Warren. And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
It's a loss of
That's
2.
a second charge timeout to Chicago. We'll talk things over before 3rd down. Out of the gun, he'll throw, and he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line. The Bears go ahead, take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Steelers, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead. Now it is 1st and goal. Out of the gun with Warren. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal.
He was brought down at the 4-yard line. A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal.
Now this looks like a design run, and he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. Jonnu Smith, the tight end, man he was looking for there. And now it's 4th and goal.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
A 24-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. And no return here. This is a touchback. The Bears offense going to take over just before the half. They're still in search for their first points in this one, but only trailing 6-0. And this drive will begin with a first down. To throw is Williams. That complete to Swift.
Williams pass complete to DeAndre Swift. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hanson for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hanson here in our thankfully dry studios in Orlando. That's obviously not the case at the stadium, where the rain continues to play a factor in this game. Who will take better advantage of it in the second half? To find out the answer, let's go back out to the stadium and rejoin our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Hey, Scott, thank you. Rain only intensifying now as the teams have come back out. This figures to be a wet and wild second half to come. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bears offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. He takes off. And Williams hit the deck there, but after he picked up the first down.
13 yards on the play. That's good for a Bears first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
On first down, it's Swift. The ball comes out. The Steelers think they've got one, and they do.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Williams to throw on second down. Pass is caught. That's DJ Moore. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And he'll give himself up here, but that's a gain of 5 on first down.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 5. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. Williams going to keep it on the zone read. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
You know, Mike, it's funny when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
And that is incomplete.
Incomplete.
It's just a matter of time. I don't care how good you are or how good a hand you have. You are going to drop passes. It is inevitable in the NFL. But it's the guys that don't let one drop pass lead to two. They have the ability to put it behind them, move forward, and they can't wait for that next ball to be thrown their way.
The Bears sending out their punt team, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Steelers' offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I think the back just needs to be a little bit more decisive in the run game, and not everything is always going to be perfectly blocked, Mike. There's times where you just have to say, okay, let's get back past the line of scrimmage, pick up a couple yards, and just keep this ball going forward.
On 2nd and 10, they'll try to throw. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Warren. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Throw in, Rudolph. He'll get this over the middle to Smith. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll try to sneak it here, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
It's a gain of a yard. And the Steelers, first down. A gain of 1 yard. And the Steeler, first down.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the handoff, Johnson is running right. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Here's Rudolph. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Montez Sweat that time fights his way in to record the sack.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Back to throw. A throw on the move is caught. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Steelers getting ready to put this one away. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line.
The Bears take over.
DeAndre Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Williams. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick 1st down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the 1st down.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
A loss of a yard.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. This one is caught right side by Zacchaeus. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Third and 5. Here's Williams. To the left side, he's got Komet. And he's very close to a 1st down, out of bounds right at the marker. Spot is just a little short, so it is 4th down.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Here's Austin to return. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. We'll try and set up the tight end screen. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Now Rudolph. That's complete. Calvin Austin.
Rudolph's pass.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run it here with Warren. And that'll keep the drive going. He's got the 1st down. Up past the 40-yard line.
A gain of 6. That's good for a Steelers 1st down.
And they continue to lean on him in these short yardage, need-to-have-it situations, tough yards. He's been getting them over and over throughout the course of the game, and he picks up more than enough there on 3rd down.
They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A gain there of 16 yards. That's a Steeler 1st down.
1st down.
And with that run, this back is closing in on almost 100 yards for the game today, Mike. He's had a lot of those good chunk plays. This defense has not had a great answer for him so far.
Metcalf, left side, he's got it. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a pickup of 6.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 4. Now a handoff, the tight end in the running game. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
A gain of 4 yards. That's another Steelers first down. A 4-yard pickup on the play. And a Steeler first down.
Metcalf, the motion man. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
From the 24 now, here's second and a couple. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. We'll come to the line now on second and 2. On second down, here's a run to begin the 4th quarter. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
No.
Mike Tomlin wants the officials to get another look at it, so out comes the challenge flag.
The previous play is under review.
What they're looking at here is the spot of the football. Always tricky to get this exactly right, but it only takes a few inches to make a big impact. So slow this down, find a landmark on the field, and determine where the spot should be. So this winds up to be a very smart decision to throw the challenge flag. They remeasure, and this indeed will become a first down. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jalen Warren, touchdown Pittsburgh. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
The decision is made. The offense will stay out there and go for 2.
The Steelers will line up.
They'll motion the tight end Smith. Rudolph looking to throw. This is caught. He's got it. And they tack 2 more onto their lead.
Bears nothing.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bears offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That's out left and complete to Burton. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 1 at the 35-yard line.
The tight end, Komet, is on the move. They'll run. It's Swift. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Another run here, another run by Swift. And the struggles continue. He's dropped behind the line again.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing, and another loss of yards.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a 1st down. They'll run out of the gun. It is Swift. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
A little surprising to see them keep the ball on the ground, especially given the situation, Mike. I mean, you're trailing. You haven't had a lot of success running the ball up until this point. They need chunk plays. They need to score, and they need to score fast.
This one not quite on target. Had him too much, and that one falls incomplete. He was looking to get it to DJ Moore. And 3rd down coming up.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Steelers offense ready to take over once more. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. Rudolph. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson.
Rudolph's pass complete to Roman Wilson. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 4. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Brady Jarrett gets it for a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
So after picking up some positive yardage on 1st down, they end up going backwards on 2nd. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Back to throw is Rudolph. He'll try to run for it. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
The defenders knew a pass was coming. They had their ears pinned back here on 3rd down, but they initially allowed him to escape the pocket and make a break for it, but give him credit. They recognized the scramble quickly, rallied to the ball, stopped him short of the 1st down.
So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That's caught left side by Odunze. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's 1st and goal.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
They'll try zone read on 1st and goal. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
Ball at the 3, 2nd down and goal. Now Williams. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's close to the goal line, but didn't get in. Good job to make sure he doesn't cross the plane. And now it's 3rd and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get 1 more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line. Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
Field goal would only do so much. They need a touchdown to close the gap. It is 4th down and goal. That is incomplete. The defense coming up big in the red zone. It's a turnover on down. The Steelers offense and their running back, Jalen Warren, set to take over once more. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. To throw is Rudolph. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Throwing again from his own end zone. Looking for his tight end there, but let him too far. It's an incompletion.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
And the pressure too great. He's sacked in the end zone. That's a safety. So instead of playing safe, the defense brings the heat, bring the quarterback down, and they'll walk off the field with 2 points.
In this situation, Mike, as an offense, you have to be prepared for the blitz. You know the defense smells blood. They want to come get you in the end zone and get 2 points, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
So now, after the safety, here comes a free kick from the 20-yard line.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Williams. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
The 40-yard line.
A bit of a risky throw there, Mike. You don't love to see a quarterback force the ball, especially into a crowded area. In the end, I think he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Throwing on 2nd down. Williams. That's a short throw caught by Komet. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5.
Not the biggest gain in the world, Mike, but what I really like from the quarterback is just the timing of the drop, the timing of the delivery, and hopefully this can jumpstart this offense in the right direction.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
I can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He gets this complete to Burton.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5.
And I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And they'll take this down inside with 35.
That's good.
2nd time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
32-yard line.
Here's Williams now to throw. He'll get this underneath to Swift. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to.
A throw left side, going to be intercepted. Picked off by Peyton Wilson. And the Steelers are going to have the ball at their own 18-yard line.
I've been around certain quarterbacks, Mike, that loved throwing the ball in the rain, and other quarterbacks who were very uncomfortable. It looks like this one kind of got out of his hand, a little wonky, and that ball gets away from you just enough. It's going to end up falling into the wrong hands and go the other way.
The Steelers offense headed back to take over once more. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And now the defense is going to take their first time out. Remember, they get an extra one built in with the 2-minute warning coming up momentarily.
At the 19-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Warren. Room to run at the 30, and he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
A gain of 15
The defense
yards.
uses its second timeout here, and don't forget, clock going to stop
down.
when we hit the 2-minute warning as well.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. He'll stay on the ground with Warren. And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4. And 3rd and final timeout taken by the defense, so the 2-minute warning, the only clock stoppage they have left. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Warren. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So a pair of first downs moves them out to the 47-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. They'll run the draw with Warren, and this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 46-yard line.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Now Warren. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. It's a gain of 12 there. Good for a Steeler first down.
Steelers first down.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where it really matters to have a run game. You find yourself winning here late. You want to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed them the most.
Second and 11. So this one, a win for the visiting Steelers. It was a game played in a driving rainstorm, but they would not let the field or the conditions deter them in any way. They're going to come away from here with a well-earned victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.